Hello and welcome to another episode of Spirit Seeking with Pratick on Sound Health Solution. Today we shall be talking about different ways in which you can make your life easier and happier and brighter and more sparkly in 2020. Let's get started right away. See, life is a series of experiences. Some experiences end in success and some experiences end in failure. Those that end in success make you step into a newer, bigger horizon and help you see the world in an absolutely new way. Whereas the experiences that lead to failure help you understand what you did wrong, where you made mistakes, and where you should correct them in order to step onto newer horizons. Nevertheless, even if it ends in happiness or success, or even if it ends in the experiences, even if they end in failures, the key thing is you always grow and develop. You're constantly growing. Cumulatively, you're always growing, no matter the success or the failure. There are certain small tweaks that you can do in your own life in order to make this process a lot easier. Starting with forgiving yourself and others. Of course, this is life. Every individual is different. Every individual has their own thoughts, opinions, and their own goals, their own missions, their own way of doing things, their own actions, their own way of execution. And it usually collides with another person. Whatever you are thinking or trying to do might not align with another person, and hence conflict. Usually what happens is due to our prestige that we have learned, that we have earned, that we think we have earned through education, our wealth, our relationships, our personal relationships, our professional relationships, the pride, the prestige that grows with that also grows our ego, and we are unable to bow in front of others. If this carries on, we'll end up living a life where we are very stuck up, but people hate us for that very reason, and it'll make our life more difficult. So, starting 2020, forgive other people for whatever they've done to you. If you hold somebody accountable, understand that they're just human. They were just doing what was best in their interest. So let it go. Forgive others, and in that process, you'll also be able to forgive yourself. Also, another thing that you can do is, yes, we are always focused towards our growth, which means we are always focused about our future. We're always making this graph of where we will reach in the next 3 months, or the next 2 months, or the next 6 months, or the next 1 year. That's a normal thing to do. But we barely study the graph that we've already come through. See, the secret to rising in the future graph is directly connected to the low points of your past graph. So I would say go back to your past, see your graph in the past year, and see where you missed out. See where your shortcomings are. Understand and read your shortcomings. And once you tweak them, once you repair them, once you maintain them, your journey ahead will be a smoother one without as many ups and downs, and it will be in an inclined plane. The graph will grow upwards. I have no doubt about it. Another thing that we can quit doing in 2020 is relying on other people's validation. Of course, we are social animals and we require validation, but external validation is like cheap therapy. You know, you're going to someone to validate yourself and you're not even paying them. While validation is good, If it comes from the source, that's the best kind of validation that can ever happen, that you can ever get. It needs to come from inside yourself, validation, not from external sources. Because external sources, what they will be doing is they will be giving you a validation high for a short amount of time, but that with time it fades away and you find yourself in the same hollow pit that you were before. So, as I said in the previous point, work on your past tweaks and shortcomings, right? Which will also make it easier for you to validate yourself and your actions in the future. The next thing is, this is a harsh but a very important truth. See, the universe and you, the relation between you and the universe, how do you think the relation between you and the universe is? What do you think the universe thinks of you? Let me tell you, the universe does not have any opinion about you. The universe is almost like a very big life mirror. Whatever you project on the universe, that's what it gives back to you. The universe is not sitting there saying, oh yes, so this guy, let me just put some struggles in his life. Let me just put a little bit of sprinkle some happiness in his life. Give him a lot of troubles. Make this year his work. No, it does not do that. It's just there, patient as ever, non-reactive as ever. Whatever you throw at it, it gives the same thing back to you. Maybe multiplied 10 times or 20 times, but it gives you the same thing. So make sure that you work on your self-positive talk. Remember that small little voice in your head that goes blabber blabber all the time? It's always telling you one thing or another. Make sure that voice is a positive one, is a friend of yours and not a fool. Because that's the main voice that you'll be hearing throughout your life. That's the voice of your universal self. That's the voice of the cosmos. So it's almost like you're talking to the universe. So when you talk to the universe, talk about good things. Stop worrying about bad things. Stop talking about bad things. Stop picking on bad things. Just talk about the good things and see how miraculously your life itself becomes a miracle. Now, another way to do that, to have self-positive talk, is to accept your imperfections. People are so grossly agitated and so focused on being the perfect person everywhere that every aspect of their life becomes a mess. We are human beings and there are flaws in our nature. If there were no flaws in our nature, we'd all probably be robots. You don't want to be robots. You want to be human beings with true feelings. I used to watch this series called The Legend of Aang, where the main character, Avatar Aang, is a human embodiment of light, positive aspect of the world. But he's supposed to be a perfect positive aspect, isn't it? But since he is human, he experiences feelings, he has opinions, he makes mistakes. So it's alright to make mistakes. It's alright to have imperfections in yourself. That's what makes you you. Work around your imperfections, but accept them. Don't be too intolerant of them. So these were some of the tips and tricks to make your 2020 better. We'll come up with more ideas in the next episode. Until next time, keep liking us, sharing our videos, and subscribing to us like you always do. Until next time.